Good morning. 3-minute rise and grind time, people. I'm so excited to be with you today. I thought I would give you just a little bit of the sunshine outside. It's just way too gorgeous outside. I know we're headed inside. It's about a minute before we begin. Hope everyone is well. The clinking you hear, of course, is my water. We're headed over to the clubhouse. Tell people that I am live. Give me a second. Let's see. We've got to jump right in because we've got a lot to do today. I've already given you the list, and we're going to still give that 3-minute grace period, I believe we said, or 2-minute grace period to give people an opportunity to jump on in. And if you saw my post, then you know we'll be doing the 9-minute rewind. We'll be doing that on Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. instead of Friday. So it will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8:30 a.m. sharp. And then on Saturdays, it will be a 9-minute, very, very concentrated. It will go very fast because we will basically be covering, as rewind implies, we'll be covering everything we went over in that previous week. All right? So 3 minutes. Here we go. Now, if you know anything about my consulting paradigm, then you know that I like to ensure that people are sufficiently informed. Hence, the first things first is not really sufficient. We must go over everything and make sure that you have sufficient information, because too often consultants will just sell you their services and hopes that you will keep having to depend on them. They want you to become dependent, so they'll only give you a little bit of information. I don't like to have that type of relationship with my clients. I am more of a coach. I coach you through those hard times, that moment of where there's an issue that arises. You call me for the doing. Everything else you should be able to handle if I am a good enough consultant. Okay? So first things first, second and third. Number one, when we're talking about line of business, your line of business is what you want to do, basically. What you intend to do, goods or services in the market, in commerce. What are you going to offer to customers and clients, okay? What do you want to do? Next question, what are you actually good or skilled at? These are the questions you need to answer. If you are not good at what you want to do, there are options. You can engage in an apprenticeship. You can enter into a college program. And oftentimes this is similar to the process of selecting a major or deciding whether or not you want to go to school. Some of us from high school, we know exactly what we want to do. You may want to be a barber right out of high school. Again, you'll still need to go through proper training and proper licensure to do so, but you've got to determine if what you want to do, what you like to do, or what you love to do is exactly what you are good at. All right. Love you. Have a great day. All right. Are they the same? What do you want to do and what are you good at? Now, after that's answered, you also need to answer the question of, are there any qualifications or licensure prerequisite to what you're going to do, what your line of business will be? And this is what I mentioned to you about 2 seconds ago. If you intend to be a barber or cosmetologist or a real estate agent or an insurance agent, there are prerequisite statutory requirements that you must undertake. And what is statutory? What does statute mean? We went over that before. The North Carolina General Statutes. These are the laws of this state that regulate and govern business activities. Now, they delve into both civil and criminal, and you can be exposed to both criminal or civil liability depending on the activity you engage as you're in the course of your regular course of business, which is also your line of business. This is why it is very important that you are aware of the law. Additionally, ignorance of the law is not a defense. It is not a recognized defense in the court of law. And if so, you got a really good judge, but sparingly so, because we are enjoined to be familiar with the laws of the land. And whatever land that you occupy, or you are a resident, and in this case, we're in the state of North Carolina. Some of you are joining in and you may be from other states. So you would go to, for instance, the Florida general statutes, or you go to the Georgia general statutes, but there's general statutes for each state, hence statute, from the root word state, or from the link, if you would. Okay. All right. So this is where I wanted to run through very quickly, and I want to make sure, let's see if anybody else can tell me if the sound goes out, because I want to make sure it doesn't go out. All right. So we are going to very quickly go through some of the statutes that would apply to different lines of business. And you would not think that that was the case. You would think in certain instances that there would not be laws that would be associated with certain types of business. Ironically enough, we also know that one bad apple spoils the bunch. So if someone does something wrong, then that normally is the onset of a new legislative body of law, or you've got legislation or law. Hence, look at this. We've got interpreters and translators. And hey, how are you? Let's see. If you could tell me if you can still hear me, because I need to make sure someone let me know that you can actually hear me, which would be great. Because I'm showing pictures in the last video I did, it kind of, the sound went out on me. And when I started showing pictures. So just let me know you can still hear me. That would be awesome. All right. So there is statutory body of law for interpreters, chapter 90. Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. So, and cosmetic art, makeup artistry, right? The MUA, hashtag MUA. All right. Let's see here. Barbers. We spoke about this moments ago. Architects, there's licensure. And you need to go to the general statutes and read over whatever statute or whatever chapter applies to the line of business you choose to engage. Now, I'm not telling you that you need to be well-versed in law. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm not telling you that you need to hire a lawyer immediately. You may need a lawyer for your line of business. But the initial thing that you must undertake for your own growth and understanding, so that you are reasonably informed before you even go to a lawyer, read the statute for yourself. It's in plain language. There will be some times where the language will be a bit confusing. And it's not so much as that it's confusing. It's just not it's just not jargon that your everyday person is used to, but it's straightforward language. It's English, and it's plain English at that. It's not a lot of high level text that is being used, but make sure you read through it so you have an idea. Locksmith. There are a lot of people that, oh, I bought a truck, I'm a locksmith today. No, you're not. You have to go through the process. There's a process for it all. Chapter 74. Let's see here. There's more. Private protective agencies. Let's see. Insurance, of course. Most of us know that, there's some type of law related to insurance. And if you don't know who the commissioner of insurance is, and you want to be an insurance agent, that's a problem, because you have to go through that process. That's for your licensure. Let's see here. There's also one for planned communities. Some of you are not familiar with it. A planned community can include a condominium. If you want to own one of those, all these things are feasible. You may earn money and save up, buy a condo, and want to rent it out. Landlord tenant. That's also one of the areas, chapter 42, that governs and sets forth the laws for that particular line of business.